Welcome back to AM Northwest, here to share the best ways to save money in your garden this year. We welcome back from OSU Extension Service, community horticulturist Brooke Edmunds. Good to see you, Brooke.
Hi, thanks.
I'm excited about this because I have to say we spend a lot of money every spring on things for the garden, the plants, because we get pumped when we see these plants and we're ready to put them in the dirt. But you say we can save some money on this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I brought a whole bunch of tips to share with you today.
Okay.
So an easy one, if you don't want to go and purchase new containers, new pots to start seeds in every year,
okay,
you can start your own, make your own pots using newspaper. Did you know this? Yeah, so you can roll this around. So you take strips of newspaper and pick a size container that you want to use, roll it around and crimp up the edges, and you can create your own little container here, fill it up with soil, and then place it in a larger tray and start your seeds in it and water it right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then when you're ready to plant, you don't even have to take the newspaper off. You can put that right in the ground and it'll break down over the years.
Wow, I haven't heard of that one. That's great.
So that's a real fun tip.
Okay.
You also can just use, go into your recycling and pick out some different containers, whatever size you want. So some of the yogurt containers are great sizes.
So yogurt, Philly cheese,
you
like
advertise for them, but this size container is great.
Okay.
Some other tips if you're starting seeds is that they give you a lot of seeds in those packets. So this is just one example coming out of a single parsley packet. So who needs that much parsley, right?
Right.
So you can share with your friends. So maybe you buy the parsley, your friend buys the basil, you split the packets in half, and now you both have those herbs, and you only had to buy one seed packet.
I've never planted from seed, so I don't know how it works, but I always assumed there were so many in a seed packet because a lot of them don't work. Am I wrong?
So not usually. So you might put one or two into a pot, into a container, and then pinch out one that, if they both come up, then pinch out one of them. But depending on how much parsley or basil you like, you might not need that many. So definitely share with your friends.
Okay.
Another good tip is to purchase plants in smaller pots. So something that's this size is going to cost a lot less money than something that comes into a larger container like that. And so if you have a little bit of patience, that might be a way that you can save, $5, $10 on a single plant
I think you just pinpointed my problem. I don't have the patience.
Yeah, they look beautiful, but if you have a little patience.
Okay.
One place though that you might not want to skimp is on your seed starting mix.
Okay.
So right here I have some of my native soil from my garden, which is a heavy clay. And this is a nice draining potting soil mix. Definitely go for this if you're
spend the money on the potting soil.
Yeah, because your new seeds with those little baby roots, they're going to have a lot of struggle trying to grow through a heavier clay.
Okay.
So look for a good potting soil mix.
That's perfect, okay.
A lot of things you can end up reusing each year. So this is a heating mat here, this green is a heating mat. It's electric, you plug it into the wall. It's something that you don't need to buy every year. So it's, once you make that investment, that's great.
It.
Yeah, and then these trays and different containers, you can wash them out. So you don't need to buy them every year. So just save them, store them in a shed or garage, and that's a great tip to reuse those things.
Okay.
And then if you already have some existing plants, so like some of these over here, so thyme, rosemary, this is a curry plant. You should smell that. It's really, really nice. Make you hungry for a lunch. I know.
I love curry, and this totally smells like curry.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
And so say you have one of those or your friend has one and you want to grow one yourself.
Right.
You can go ahead and take cuttings and try to propagate that yourself.
When you say a cutting, do you just take, you actually just cut at any point? Can you cut at any point, or it has to be at the base of the plant?
You would go down, maybe towards the base. You wouldn't cut off the whole thing, but you can take one of these, branches off and cut that down. So just take scissors, cut that down, and then strip off some of the lower leaves. So this is actually a lavender, but this is what they look like right before I cut them off of the plant. And then I just strip the lower leaves there. And then you can just stick them into a container like this with some potting soil. This is some mints that I did the same thing with, and that is an easy way. You can take that, put it over here onto your heat mat, water it, and then eventually you'll have roots that will then form along the length of that stem. As the plant gets older, then you can put it into a larger container size, and pretty soon you'll have something like that.
Like this?
Yeah,
oh,
and it was maybe for free from your friend.
Yeah, I love it.
That's a great tip. Another one that you can do the same way is with raspberries. So I don't know if you grow raspberries, but a lot of them like to spread.
Okay.
And so they'll send out these little shoots, you'll see them right now, And so this was something I dug up from my own garden. And so this is the above ground part, and it was coming off about, I don't know, like 3 feet from my raspberry patch,
Yeah.
and I want to keep them in this one area, so I can share those with my friends. So I can dig those up, and they can go ahead and plant this, and it'll start to form roots there, and they can start their own raspberry patch for free.
Fantastic. You
Yeah.
also say you can make your own compost.
Yes, definitely. So I brought in a start of a worm bin. So this big Rubbermaid, tote, these plastic totes. You can make a worm bin that you can put a smaller one under your sink or on your back patio. And really simple, you just use like shredded paper or some leaves, maybe some coconut cores. We have some examples of that over there. Mix those together with some food scraps from your kitchen, so your vegetable or fruit scraps.
Right.
And then you can purchase these compost worms. So don't use the worms from your garden. You'll want to use.
They're different kind of worms.
They're different, yeah.
Okay.
So the ones from your garden, they're going to want to leave. So
Okay.
you'll get the special red wiggler compost worms, and put them in there and feed them your food scraps. Keep it nice and moist.
Perfect.
And, yeah.
Perfect. Well, we're going to put the tips on our website at KATU.com. Thank you so
Great,
much,
thank
Brooke.
you.
Appreciate it.
We'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.